What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Mr. Underscore Truck Mode video. Today, we have a very exciting video. We are going to be doing a diddler tier list. Now, if you're not sure what a diddler is, there's other words for it, but for the sake of monetization and my channel image, I'm going to use the word diddler. Basically, if you don't know what Diddy did, Diddy did do Diddy things. If you don't know, look it up. Also, if you don't know, that's partially your fault. You probably shouldn't be watching this video, but you will learn very quickly if you don't know. So honestly, it doesn't even matter. But anyways, without any further ado, instead of just me yapping about nothing, we're gonna get into ranking some diddlers today. Some of the more notorious ones, underrated ones, whatever. We're not rating them. This isn't like an ethical list. This is not how cool I think they are as a person. This is how, infamous they are as a diddler, how, impactful their case was on the internet, the results, and like how much they impacted the diddler community. This is not based off how much I agree with their actions, because everybody on this list is a terrible person. So just gonna throw that out there off the rip. I do not agree with anything these people did, nor am I accusing them of doing anything because, some of these guys, I guess, haven't been confirmed. So, I ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is my legal statement. I'm not accusing anybody. This is all just rumors heard on the grapevine. Anyways, without any further ado, let's get into ranking the diddlers. So I know you probably can't see them due to the cropping of my screen, but Diddler, Diddy, the Diddler, he is the original Diddler, is going obviously in S tier. I mean, where else would he go? He literally, that's the reason that I'm calling them the Diddy Defenders. Like, he is the Diddler. I mean, one of the most infamous diddlers. I guess it's past 30 seconds in the video, so I can say groomers now because that's basically what they are. With all his Diddy parties. I mean, he has so many memes around him. Diddy Defenders, Diddy Party, Diddler, like all of these things all come from Diddy. One of the most infamous people in the diddling community, as well as one of the worst. So obviously he's got to go in S tier. I mean, duh. Also, I'm gonna change. Can I add another one? I probably should have done that earlier, but I'll just change that to F tier. Honestly, I probably should have done that like a lot earlier. I just realized I did not like adjust this tier list like at all. So we're just gonna skip the D tier that just doesn't exist for this video. Next up, we'll do Too Mad because also he's not in frame. I don't remember him being as much as a diddler. We'll put him in C tier, just because I think the Overwatch bit is funny. Okay, actually, funny is not a good word to say. Okay, a man dying at his computer screen, describing it as funny is probably not the greatest thing for my image. I used to really, really enjoy Too Mad. I used to love his videos, but ever since, he kind of went off the deep end and got on those hard drugs, he just wasn't the same. He did some questionable things. I'm not exactly sure on everything he did, but all I know is he was not a great guy. He did not turn out to be a great guy. But in terms of diddling, I don't know. I'm not too educated on it. I don't think there was anything too crazy. I could be wrong though. You guys correct me in the comments, but due to my knowledge, we'll just put them in C. Kind of boring, I guess, in terms of diddling. Cody Ko up next. We'll put in the C tier as well. What he did was bad, but this guy, they're gonna forget about it. Like, this is gonna be one of those cases where they just completely, like, the internet collectively forgets that everything happened, even though, he was very well aware that she was underage. Whenever he was talking to her, her friends were like, bro, she's underage, and he was like, I don't care. And now that he's being called out against it, the most he's done to address it is DJ a song, like, saying sorry or something. Like, he didn't actually say it, the song, just, I think it was like Sorry by Justin Bieber or whatever song that is. I don't even remember, but I think that's what it was. So yeah, he definitely goes C tier. People are gonna forget about it. He's gonna get away with it, and it's just kind of scummy. It's kind of boring. I honestly want to put it in F tier, but I'm kind of reserving the F tier for like one person in particular. But honestly, I'll put Cody Ko in F tier. I think that goes in F tier. That is a worst case scenario diddler. Ava Chris Tyson, S tier. Duh. I mean, this is one of the most impactful ones of the year. One of the most, I say, because we're getting to that later. One of the worst people on this list. I mean, if not for like the quantity of Diddy, Ava would be number one. Like, Diddy obviously is like the OG, the fourth founding father of the diddler force, but in terms of sheer numbers, Diddy wins that. But Ava, a terrible, terrible person, taking him out to the woods. I mean, there's just so much. The Discord DMs, all that. Again, all of it is alleged. Don't sue me. So take that as you will. Do your own research. But I won't say much more about it other than Ava is a terrible person. With the whole family thing, all that. I mean, and then on top of that, just I don't know. Chris used to be, a goat on the channel, and then went from that to, touching kids, talking to minors, stuff like that. Just bad stuff. Next, we have T Nichols, aka T Nipples, aka going in the B tier. B tier. I think the whole incident was kind of. Actually, I'm debating putting him in A, but he's not as big. In terms of popularity. I mean, big in terms of size, yeah, but big in terms of popularity, no. But we'll just keep him in the B tier. I will say, though, he has one of the funniest messages out of anybody on this list with the go ahead and hurry up and graduate. Can you hurry up and graduate is one of the craziest messages out of any of these people. Also one of the funniest. So that at least puts him in B tier. But in terms of iconicness, not even a lot of people know who T. Nichols is. I used to watch him on TikTok, so I knew who he was. But yeah, it's a shame. He was kind of funny. But yep. Next, Josh Giddey. I'm gonna put Giddey in the A. If I had to rank everybody on this list from worst offense to least bad offense, Giddey would probably be on that line of the least of all these. I mean, we have a bunch of all-stars here, and although he might be an all-star in basketball, he was intertwined with some minors, but I believe she was 17 at the time, which still doesn't make it okay. But I mean, if you're comparing it to all these guys with 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and they're in their 30s, 40s, stuff like that, Giddey is way less bad than Diddy. You know what I mean? Or Chris Tyson, something like that. Doesn't make it okay, but in terms of memes, that was really funny when he was popular. That was he's the one. Everybody was calling themselves Josh Giddey, which that was at least at my high school. But then again, none of us were adults, so it didn't matter. But it was just a funny meme in trend. So I'll put him in A tier. Drake, obviously, going in S tier because it's Drake. Again, alleged, I guess. I don't know. Don't sue me. All of he's got a lot. He's got a lot. One of the most accusations on the board, up there with Diddy and Epstein. Just there's so much with him. I can't even begin to touch on it, so I'm not going to because this video would be an hour long if I went into all the details of all these people. But I feel like the Drake one's one of the most popular ones. I mean, literally, there was a whole diss between him and Kendrick over this, where a lot of it came out. The Millie Bobby Brown thing's been around for a while. It's nothing new, but in the span of the Kendrick beef, that kind of brought this more to life. But still, I'd put it in the S tier. It's pretty iconic. Jeffrey Epstein, also S tier. I hate putting everybody in the S tier, but it's just kind of got to be the way it goes. You know what I mean? I mean, if it weren't for Diddy being as funny as a name as it was, because I feel like part of the reason Diddy's as iconic as he is because of his standing in the celebrity space and his name being Diddy, which is just kind of funny to say. Epstein was probably the worst guy on this list. I mean, this is a supervillain. He is the human real life characteristic of a supervillain. If you don't know what he did, if you look up anybody on this list, look him up. It is one of the craziest stories out there. The whole island thing, absolutely nuts. But yeah, there's enough said about him. Probably you guys already know. James Charles, F tier, worst one on this list. One of my least favorite, one of the most aggravating, incidents ever, because James Charles was openly exposed for talking to a 12-year-old boy, and this is a legend. But it might have happened again, and James Charles gets away with it every single time because they don't think it's the same thing, because it's guy on guy and not because all of these mostly are guys, straight guys preying down on little girls, except for Ava, obviously. But James Charles got away with it multiple times. Everybody forgets about it. James Charles is still in the celebrity space. Nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever gives it any attention, and it was just as bad, if not worse, than most of the people on this list. So for that reason, it's going F tier. It didn't provide any good memes. Worst diddler on this list. Hate him. Next, we have Mini Lad. A Mini Lad is probably going to go in C tier just because it's A lot of people forgot about it. It was one of the original ones, and there's the funny meme like mini lad likes mini lads, but that's about all that really came from this one. It's pretty on the down low. It's forgotten about. It's older, and not older as in like nostalgic and like OG. It's just like there's better nostalgic and OG diddler picks than Mini Lad. He's more forgotten. Dream. This is just a pile of allegedness. This is going in F tier. It's just the most annoying one because I mean, yes, obviously nobody wants the diddler plaque on their image, and he's trying very hard to get rid of it, and it's all alleged, and nothing really has been confirmed. He's done a great job at swatting this away, because I don't even know. I at one point was really looking into it, but I just kind of gave up once I saw that it was going nowhere. But there's so many allegations, so many things to believe, not believe. It's just a mess. It's not even funny anymore, or I would say it's not funny. It's not fun anymore. Some of the memes are funny, but him and all his fans get very defensive about it, which I mean is understandable. It's just a mess of a situation. I do hope it gets cleared up. Um, but at the same time, I'm not a Dream fan, so I don't really care. It's just a mess. Bill Cosby, probably going in A tier here. Bill Cosby, even though I want to love him, is just a terrible person with the spiking and I mean, good grief, Bill Cosby, bro, he was freaky, dude. This guy, definitely going in the A tier because of iconicness, and because it's freaking Bill Cosby. Other than that, A tier, I feel like is a pretty sound place for him. Terrible dude, want to love him. Terrible dude. Um, Dr. Disrespect Miners. I mean, Dr. Disrespect. He's gonna go in A tier. I feel like, yeah, he's like become pretty big, in the diddler space. His was quite a splash. But one of the most aggravating things about him is the fact that he was able to get away with it so smoothly. I mean, these were things that were confirmed. Like some of these guys, there's some like allegations. Like there's some confirmed things, some allegations, or like Dream where it's like all allegations. But Dr. Disrespects was like confirmed, like 100%. And bro took a month break from streaming, came back to streaming, and it's all a-okay and swell. Like the career recovery is insane, second most to only James Charles from being able to like. I mean, I guess nowadays people have figured out you can just ignore it and it'll go away as long as you don't like really address it. It'll just go away. Like Cody Ko, James Charles, like all you have to do is just not address it and it'll just go away and your fans will forgive you or forget about it or you'll find new fans that don't know and that's basically the gist of it. And then finally, last but certainly not least, the man, the myth, the legend, entered a prison 445, EDP 445, going in S tier. Obviously, this guy is the OG, the founder of the YouTube diddler community, which started the whole like new child predator every month trend. I mean, one of the funniest interactions out of the bunch. No, the funniest interactions out of the bunch. The whole fist bump, the whole I'm here to pick up a cupcake, the whole like predator catch thing. I mean, this is just like written like it was in a movie. Made pristine memes, still is making pristine memes. Absolutely terrible, terrible guy. Still is trying to come back on the internet. But the funny thing with EDP is unironically, or like ironically, I guess, the funniest guy on the internet because he keeps trying to come back despite nobody wanting him back, and he keeps finding ways to like scrape money from people. Uh, this is just such an interesting thing. It is still interesting to keep up with what this guy's doing because he's always coming up with something crazy or still getting caught because he still likes minors. He's still getting involved in the diddler scene, and he's just waltzing around, bro. He is an interesting human being, I will tell you that. But anyways, there is the tier list. Let me know if you guys agree down in the comments below. I probably missed a few people, but I didn't want to make this an hour-long video, and I probably missed a few things. If anything were wrong, correct me in the comments. Do whatever you want. Let me know if you agree. Let me know what you want to see next. In terms, I could do another tier list. I could really do anything, guys. I'll make any video. I've got some time in between my classes, so anything you guys want to see me throw together, let me know. Other than that, subscribe, leave a like. There's some more videos on screen, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.